Hey everyone, this is Karen Connolly from Balanced Explorations. I decided I'd come and speak with you tonight about something that you may not have really thought about in a lot of detail, and that is what your budget is going to be. Well, my focus is on luxury travel and sustainability as well. So that tends to up the budget right there. But no matter what your budget is for your trip, um, it's just you should probably just estimate that it will cost at least double what you're expecting. Right now, um, it's very tight in the especially in the luxury market to get the type of trip you want, especially if it's during, say, a holiday or something like that. If it's something that's in a lot of demand, it might already be filled up. Like, you might not be able to even get the trip that you want. You might have to book it a year or more in advance just because availability is lower. So, I mean, that is something to think about. If sustainability means a lot to you, then that will automatically change potentially the hotels and the resorts you select, and that alone might make them, in a higher price range. So, it's really important to maybe either, do a little bit of research before you decide that you're going to do something, just to see, you know, what the average, rate is. Even just a quick Google search will give you an idea. It won't be, specific to your dates and the number of people and, your specifics, but at least you'll have an idea of where it is in, not be an order of magnitude, beyond what it'll actually cost. Things like cars and, vehicles, they might be in high demand and might not be available. Things like connecting rooms. A lot of the hotels either won't or can't commit to connecting rooms ahead of time. Some of them will. So it requires some thought on your part, even if you're going to be using a travel advisor to assist you. It is just helpful, to everyone if you at least have an idea of whether you can actually afford the trip you want to take, because it could lead to a lot of disappointment otherwise. And this it's just some pre thinking, you know, just ahead of time. Just see where you want to go from there. And it's my personal opinion that you shouldn't settle for less of an experience than you want to have. And so that should be one of the important considerations when you're coming up with your next vacation. If you really realize that you can't afford what you want to do, you're just going to be so disappointed if you, for example, always wanted to go to a specific event and you're going to be in that area and you could go there, but you didn't book it 6 months in advance like you needed to, so you can't do it. Or it costs double what you thought it would, so you didn't budget for it, so you miss out. Can you imagine, like, if it's a place you've always wanted to go, and what if you only go there once? Then you missed out on your chance forever to have the experience you want. So it's kind of important to consider what those non-negotiables are, and to at least have a general idea of whether you can, whether it's in your budget, what that means to you, if you're willing to stretch your budget to get what you want or not. That's just, it's just the way it is right now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Maybe on the lower end hotels, you might be able to grab a last minute booking, but for the really, nice or exclusive or a specialty type of, vacation you want, celebrate a birthday or an anniversary or something else, you want to make sure that it's what you want, and not just, settling for something that isn't going to be satisfying and will end up making you feel disappointed in the end. Like, that's the last thing I want, or anyone wants, for you, is to have you go on your dream vacation and then you're just disappointed. Um, Not because due to COVID it's not available. Like, that is different. So things have changed. So there is a possibility that some of the things that were available 3 or 4 years ago may not be available anymore, or they might have changed the way to access them. So that alone is something that will need to be considered. For example, in Hawaii, they have, now they have, sometimes you have to pay to park, or you have to have timed access tickets to parks, and some days you can't access them unless you're local. So those are things that you would want to know. And, when you, it's really important, when you want to do something special, that you're at least aware of these considerations. So you can look into those things yourself, or when you hire your travel advisor, you can let them know, whether it's me or someone else, you can let them know what the most important things are to you, so that that can be the focus, making sure that can happen. So thank you for joining me. You can drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and I'll talk to you soon.